let's talk.
Can we trust financial advisors? Ted is considering meeting with a financial advisor, but Cindy is cautious and wants to make sure they choose someone who has their best interests in mind. In their discussion, they explore potential conflicts of interest and ways to find a trustworthy advisor.
Hey, I was thinking about meeting with that financial advisor next week. What do you think?
I'm not sure. Do you know how he's compensated?
Wow. No, I didn't think to ask. Why does that matter?
Well, some financial advisors receive commissions for selling certain financial products, which means they may have a conflict of interest and recommend products that aren't necessarily the best for their clients.
Oh, I see what you mean. That makes sense. Maybe we should find someone who is fee-only, instead.
That's a good idea. We could also ask the advisor if they have any incentives to recommend certain investment products, like mutual funds or annuities.
Oh yes, and we should also ask if they have any proprietary products, since that could create a conflict of interest if they're incentivized to sell those products instead of what's best for us.
Exactly. And we should ask if they have any referral arrangements with other professionals, like attorneys or accountants. If they do, that could create a conflict of interest if they feel pressure to refer business back to those professionals.
Wow, I never realized there were so many ways that financial advisors could have conflicts of interest. Thanks for helping me think this through, sweetheart.
Let's make sure we find an advisor who puts our interests first.
Of course.
We have to remember that financial advisors also need to make a living, and not all of them are unscrupulous. It's just important for us to be aware of potential conflicts of interest and to ask the right questions to make sure we're working with someone who has our best interests in mind.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't want to assume that all financial advisors are bad or that they're only out to make a quick buck. There are probably a lot of good advisors out there who genuinely want to help their clients.
Absolutely.
And if we find an advisor who is transparent about their compensation and has a clear process for how they make recommendations, that's a good sign that they're acting in our best interests.
I agree. I'm also thinking that we should do some research on the advisor before we meet with them. We could look up reviews online or ask for referrals from friends or family.
Yes, that's a great idea. And we should also make sure we're clear about our goals and priorities for our finances, so that we can have an open and honest conversation with the advisor about what we're looking for.
Agreed. I'm glad we're taking the time to do our due diligence and find an advisor we can trust. Thanks for talking this through with me, Cindy.
While it's important to be aware of potential conflicts of interest when working with a financial advisor, Ted and Cindy acknowledge that not all advisors are unscrupulous and that they need to make a living too. By doing their due diligence, asking the right questions, and being clear about their goals and priorities, they can find an advisor who they can trust to act in their best interests.
Don't forget to like our video,